So I'm very glad to be here and thank you guys for joining. Mainly today we're going to talk about Jahez. How does Jahez utilize its data to enhance and grow the business? So I'll just share my screen very quickly. 1 second. Okay. Perfect. So Jahez, as I said, we're going to talk about how does it utilize its data to enhance and grow the business. So first, I'll introduce the speakers. First, me, I'm Basel Alebdi. I'm the lead data scientist here at Jahez, and with me is my amazing coworker Nouf as a data scientist here in Jahez, which she will cover mainly the main project technical part. So we're going to go first as an overview of the project, and then we're going to talk in detail for one of our projects as with Nouf. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what is Jahez. So give you guys an introduction about Jahez. We're going to talk about the projects in Jahez. So we split our projects into two kinds, the 3 pillars projects and then the internal enablement. The 3 pillars are mainly for external stakeholders, and then the internal enablement is for internal departments. And then Nouf will cover the search missed opportunities, which is one of our amazing internal enablement projects. And then we'll have the Q&A. So just to give you guys an idea about how much Jahez generates data. So Jahez technically is Jahez, not the group, but the application is a food delivery application. So pretty much things like Uber Eats style. So pretty much a driver delivers food to the customer. So just to give you guys about the size of Jahez. So Jahez is technically started here in Saudi Arabia, but is now growing internationally in Kuwait and Bahrain and other countries. So just to give you guys an idea about the growth and the size. So Jahez technically now in 2022 the drivers driven 450 million kilometers, which is almost 1,000 trips to the moon. So so that gives you an idea about the data being generated, either spatial information about the drivers or the customer base orders in a daily manner. So just to give you a perspective. So first we're going to talk about Jahez Group, the overall umbrella, and then the 3 pillars. So Jahez Group as an umbrella it's a big umbrella. And it contains a lot of other companies and systems. Some of them are in the ecosystem for the restaurants, which is Merin, for example, point of sale for the restaurants. And then for logistics, we have Sanid and Jahez Autonomous. Sanid is our dispatching kind of system, so we give drivers orders to deliver. And then we have Jahez Autonomous as our R&D based delivery system, so things like drones, etc. And then for the commerce, we have also Pick as a retail last mile delivery. And then we have Blue Store, which is our sports application. So people buy tickets, they book, fields, etc. And then we have Jahez, which is the main talk we're going to have today. It's about Jahez Flagship, which is the application that is being used by the users to order food from other restaurants. And then there is Jahez Insights, which is the portal for the restaurants to gain insights about their orders, customers, operations. And then we have Co-Kitchen, which is a cloud kitchen-based company. So what are the 3 pillars of Jahez? So Jahez, technically, to simplify it as much as we can, we have customers, we have drivers, and then we have restaurants. So the customers pretty much opens the application, orders food from a restaurant, the restaurant accepts that order, and then a driver is dispatched to pick up that order and deliver it to the customer. So currently our customer base is growing a lot. We have reached up to more than 600,000 customers open our app daily and order. And then we have 40K drivers delivering orders, and then more than 25,000 branches. So our data and AI projects, we technically split it into 2. We have these products that we build for external use by the end consumers, which could be any one of the 3 pillars, the customer, the restaurants, or the driver, to enhance their experience, personalize the application for them, etc. And then we have the internal projects, and these are targeted for our internal, mostly business departments. So I'm talking here sales, marketing, etc. So, and product team. So first, I'm going to go through some of our external projects. So these are a sample of the projects we did. So first one we're going to go through is end of year 2022. So this project was mainly focused at it's a fun project pretty much. So giving users fun facts about their usage behavior about food, which is actually quite fun if you think about it. What kind of food do I like? Is there any specific behavior I have that is unique? Am I exploring options in Jahez, or do I like specific type of restaurants, or do I explore a lot of other restaurants? So it gives you just these kind of insights for our users for fun. So we did this in 2022, and we're going to release soon the 2023 version. And then we have our explore page. So Jahez contains an explore page, and this is pretty much a page for the customers to explore. So if a customer don't know what to order, they just they need help ordering food. So pretty much explore is our personalized helping page for our users. So we provide a lot of products over there, but some of them are our recommendation engine. So based on the customer food preferences, what kind of cuisines they like, we will recommend restaurants for them. And then we have also popular restaurant picks, which is pretty much an interesting kind of feature. So we showcase customers the restaurants that, in a democracy-based way, what kind of restaurants the other people are ordering at this time. So at 5 p.m., what people are ordering right now, then I'll give this option to the other customers. And then we have what's trending, which is pretty much what's currently trending in restaurants in Jahez. So imagine a restaurant that is just peaked. People are all over that restaurant. It's trending in TikTok and then X or Twitter, etc. And people are all over that restaurant. So you want to always showcase that to the user just for them to be part of the roller coaster, if that makes sense. And then we also have our Restaurant Insights project. So our Restaurant Insights project is mainly targeted for our restaurants. So we showcase restaurants very nice analytics about their customer base for them to understand and tailor their brand for them. And then we give them also operational analytics. So we give them, let's say, analytics that should help them improve their operational day-to-day activities. So we give them idea about which items are being delayed or delaying their orders, etc., for them to optimize that item preparation. And then we also give them basket analysis for them to optimize their baskets or menus for their menu, and then many, many more other analytics. And the last project I'm going to talk about for our external project is our cuisine classification. So, so the data and AI department was established in Jahez 1.5 years ago, and there were 13 cuisines at that time, and they were pretty much manually made. And since they are manually made, you could expect mistakes. And also, if you think about it very well, 13 cuisines does not cover all of the restaurants types that exist in the market. So we've come with an idea to build this NLP-based model to predict the cuisine of each restaurant. And then we had a target of 44 cuisines, which includes Chinese, Japanese, Thai, etc., American, etc., etc. And then we want to predict the cuisine of each restaurant based on their restaurant name and their menu. So we pick up they have, and then we try to analyze what kind of cuisine that is. And if you think about it, some restaurants even have multiple cuisines. So one restaurant can sell Chinese and Japanese food. And then we also need to take that into consideration, that we need to have multiple cuisines per restaurant. So we built this NLP-based model to predict the multiple cuisines of each restaurant based on their items, and then classify them as soon as they join, and then include them in our application and the homepage. So what did these products do? So in 1.5 years, technically, we Jahez orders, 15% of Jahez orders come from these data products that I just talked about. So 15% of the revenue that is coming in from our Jahez application is being impacted by these products. And we've seen a very interesting thing, that users that uses these data products, they usually have a 26% decrease in their average customer order cycle. So you always want to aim for that when you're building your product. You want to reduce the time that the customer takes to check out pretty much. So we've seen this amazing statistic that it's being reduced by 26, which is quite a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much concludes the external based projects that we have here in Jahez. And then I'm gonna now transfer you guys to Nouf, where she will explain in detail, in technical detail, one of our very interesting internal projects, our search missed opportunity. So I'll hand it up to Nouf. One sec. Yeah, you can go now. One sec, I'll check. I think she's have. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Nouf. Yes, your mic is fine.
Okay. Thank you so much, Basel, and hello, everybody. My name is Nouf, and I'll be introducing one of the data and AI internal projects at Jahez, the Search Missed Opportunities project. This project aims to analyze the search queries within the app to identify the commercial opportunities. First off, the search function is one of the most widely used functions in Jahez, and 55% of Jahez orders come from the search function. And it is usually used by someone who's looking for something specific, either a restaurant or an item. So the problem is that some people are looking for restaurants that do not exist in Jahez. And these are what we call the missed opportunities. So the goal of this project is to capture these restaurants, the missed opportunities, and onboard them on Jahez. Our target is the Jahez sales team. We try to guide them into signing up with the restaurants that are highly demanded by our customers. And rather than having a subjective approach of selecting restaurants to onboard, they will follow a data-driven approach. The project starts with collecting the search data. We collect a 1 week long search record within the app, and then we perform some query checks, text similarity checks to match the search queries with the restaurant names that we have in Jahez. And then we remove the item names to, since that some of the search queries are intended for items rather than restaurants, so we should remove them to finalize a list full of restaurant names. And then the final step will be matching the Arabic and English names. The queries that have a similar pronunciation will be matched together. So starting off with collecting the search data, we collect a 1 week long record of searches within the app, in addition to the restaurants that got clicked on during these sessions. And then we perform sessionization. We take the queries that have a time difference of 5 seconds or less, and we group them together, taking the longest string in that session. As you can see here, we have an example of 3 queries that have a time difference of less than 5 seconds. The first 2 will be removed, and the last one, which is the longest one, will be kept. Then we group queries by similarity. We use the Levenstein distance algorithm to find the text similarity between queries. And the Levenstein distance is basically the number of changes that you will perform to a word in order to transform it to another. So in this example, we have pick and pick. The first one is pick without a K, and the other is with a K. And the distance between them is 1 because we're only adding the letter K. So these two will be grouped together. Then we'll start doing the query checks. We have 4 query checks to find the similarity between the search queries in the app and the restaurants that we have in Jahez. The first check is the substring on clicked restaurants. We compare the queries that were written by the users with the restaurant names that they clicked on, with the restaurants that they clicked on. And we see if the query is a substring of the restaurant name that they have clicked on, it'll be matched and it'll be excluded. Queries that do not pass the first check will be moving on to the second check, which will also be substring on city restaurants. So this time, instead of taking the restaurants that got clicked on, we take all the restaurants in that city that the search was performed in, and we compare the queries with the restaurant names. In this case, we have the query Earth, which matched the Earth Cafe restaurant in Riyadh. The next step is spelling mistakes correction. We built a dictionary for each restaurant of all the possible frequent substrings of that restaurant name. So for example, we have the restaurant name Tuxedo, and we have 3 possible frequent substrings that we found in the search: tux, tuxedo, and tux without an E. So if we have a query that's 2Z, it'll be matched with tuxedo since the distance will be 1. And this row will be eliminated and excluded. The final check is finding the distance between the queries and all Jahez restaurants, taking all the queries and all the restaurants in Jahez and finding the Levenstein distance between them. So if we have a query of Starbucks in the city Jeddah, it will be matched with Starbucks that is in Riyadh, and it will be flagged found in country in order to find the restaurants that exist in cities and do not exist in other cities. After performing all the checks, we move on to the item names removal step, where we have a list of the most frequent words that were in the menu item names in Jahez, and then the queries that are entirely consisting of common item words will be removed. The final step is the Arabic English names matching. Using the SoundX algorithm, we find the sound of each query, and we group the queries based on their sound. If they're pronounced the same, then they will be combined, taking the query that has the highest frequency. The final output would be a dashboard to showcase the week's missed opportunities. On the left, we can see that there is a top 10 a chart of top 10 all-time missed opportunities since the beginning of this project. And on the right, we have the top 10 uprising missed opportunities for the new missed opportunities of this week. And on the bottom, we can see that we have a detailed list of all-time missed opportunities. The impact of this project is huge. Within 2 months, hundreds of restaurants joined Jahez through the missed opportunities dashboard. And the conversion rate of the missed opportunities is double the conversion rate of the restaurants that joined outside the missed opportunities. And the revenue as well is 20% of the total revenue of the restaurants that recently joined Jahez. Thank you so much for your attention, and we're ready to have your questions.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, there is a great presentation both. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. And yes, there's a question for you, Nouf, from Marcus, if you'd like to.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good question. Thank you, Marcus. Yes, for sure. We are trying to, we do have plans for enhancing this project and using like more complicated and advanced techniques for better results. We certainly tried embeddings, and we're still trying, but the results so far are so good. And I think embeddings would be better for texts that have a meaning rather than restaurant names, because that probably wouldn't help that much. So yeah.
Oh, so there's a question from Fahad. What platforms are you using in narrow down these queries to restaurant names? So Anouf, can you answer Fahad the questions, or should I go for it? So technically, Fahad, what we do is that there are these applications in the market pretty much that captures events, and we're capturing the events where people write their quiz in the search function. And then, so what we do is that we try our best to combine these search queries to be at their final state. So pretty much imagine someone, for example, writing McDonald's. So first they'll write the M and then the C and then the D. So pretty much we always try to get the longest one he wrote. That is not very different from the others or the previous query. And as soon as we get that, sometimes the users write a full restaurant name, but most of the time they just write the beginning of that name, and then they just expect it to showcase in the results. So pretty much uh, most of the users write enough letters to capture at least one word of the name of the restaurants, and then in one of these checks they will be captured. So in the best case scenario, when they write McDonald's MCD, and then they click on the McDonald's restaurant, then it will be matched in the first check in Nouf's presentation, where MCD is a substring of McDonald's, and then it will be just filtered out as so yeah, it will pretty much be excluded and as a restaurant that already exists in Jahez. There is another one from Lawrence. Is it possible to have access to your slides? Unfortunately, honestly, I don't think we can share it. I'll see if there is any possible way to share it to you guys after we get some approvals for it, but I really doubt it. So yeah, sorry about that, Lawrence.